Thailand has officially announced a nighttime curfew in its southern Trap province, following a series of escalating clashes that continue to unfold along the border with Cambodia. The move comes as authorities struggle to contain rising tensions and maintain public safety in the conflict-affected areas. The nationwide broadcaster CNN reported that the curfew will specifically extend across 5 key districts in the province, though it will not apply to the popular tourist islands of Koh Chang and Koh Kood, allowing tourism activities there to continue uninterrupted. The government aims to balance security concerns with the need to protect its vital tourism sector. Meanwhile, officials confirmed that a separate curfew remains in effect in Thailand's Sa Kaeo province, a region that had earlier seen military restrictions due to similar cross-border unrest. The continued enforcement highlights the seriousness of the ongoing situation and the government's caution in preventing further escalation. This development comes just 2 days after US President Donald Trump announced that both Thailand and Cambodia had reached a mutual understanding to temporarily halt hostilities. His statement had raised hopes for a brief de-escalation at the border, signaling a potential step toward peace between the two neighboring nations. However, shortly after that announcement, tensions reignited when Cambodia accused Thailand of launching heavy bombardments across its border regions. Cambodian authorities claimed that the attacks directly violated the spirit of the truce and endangered civilians living near the contested zones. In a strong reiteration of its stance, Cambodia once again charged that Thailand had shelled its frontier shortly after the US administration had declared the ceasefire. This accusation further fueled uncertainty about the credibility of the peace agreement and deepened concerns within the international community about renewed cross-border violence.
What I'd love to do, when you have all of these media people, it's a nice, slow afternoon. Nothing's too slow around here. I think we just did a very good job with Thailand and Cambodia. We had them stopped, and I've been saying I stopped 8 wars, but they started shooting at each other 2 days ago. It wasn't good. And we got it, I think, straightened out today. So Thailand and Cambodia is in good shape. So we get a lot done. 8 wars. Nobody's ever stopped 8 wars. We have 1 more to go. The easiest one, I thought, would be a country that you're somewhat familiar with, Russia and Ukraine. But a lot of progress is being made even there.
Despite those earlier remarks calling for restraint, intense fighting on the ground has continued unabated for the 7th consecutive day. Both sides show little sign of backing down, as exchanges of gunfire and shelling persist across the tense border regions. As the conflict drags into its 7th day, Cambodia has appealed to the international community to step in and condemn what it describes as ongoing acts of aggression. Officials in Phnom Penh are urging global powers and regional organizations to take a stronger stand in hopes of bringing an end to the violence and restoring stability to the region.
Cambodia called on the international community to strongly condemn Thailand's violation of the joint declaration and its repeated war crime and unlawful activities, as well as demand that Thailand take full responsibility for such brazen violation. Cambodia urged that Thailand immediately stop all hostile activity and withdraw its force from Cambodia's territorial integrity.
Neighboring nations Thailand and Cambodia have exchanged rounds of heavy weapons fire on multiple occasions throughout this year, reigniting long-standing border tensions between the two countries. The repeated confrontations have drawn growing international concern over the possibility of a wider regional conflict if diplomacy fails to take hold. The violence first erupted in May after a Cambodian soldier was reported killed near the contested border area, setting off a chain of clashes that forced thousands of residents to flee their homes. Many civilians on both sides have been displaced from their villages, seeking safety as the fighting shows no sign of easing. According to Thai Defense Ministry spokesperson Kong Siri, the hostilities have persisted even after Cambodia extended a recent offer for a ceasefire. Despite public appeals for peace, both armies remain stationed along the frontier, locked in a tense and unpredictable standoff. According to reports, the most recent round of fierce fighting between Thai and Cambodian forces has resulted in the deaths of 15 Thai soldiers, with an additional 270 injured. The heavy toll underscores the intensity of the conflict and the growing cost of maintaining a prolonged military standoff. On December 13th, Thai military forces destroyed a key bridge that, according to reports, Cambodia had been using to transport and deliver heavy weaponry to frontline positions. The strike was part of a broader effort by Thailand to cut off supply routes and weaken Cambodia's ability to reinforce its border defenses. In response, Cambodian officials swiftly accused Thailand of intentionally targeting civilian infrastructure within the border zone. They alleged that several non-military sites, including local transport facilities and residential areas, were damaged as a result of ongoing air and artillery strikes. Fighting along the 817-kilometer border between the two countries has continued to escalate since December 8, with both sides engaging in some of the most intense exchanges of fire seen since July. Observers on the ground describe the clashes as the heaviest in months, raising fears of a prolonged conflict with wider regional implications. Meanwhile, the United Nations estimates that more than 600,000 people have now been displaced on both sides of the roughly 800-kilometer-long frontier. Entire communities have been uprooted, seeking refuge in makeshift camps as the hostilities show no sign of easing.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.